EGM Network.
This is an Evergreen Media Network production. And now, it's time to put you on the spot with EGM.
Hi, welcome to On the Spot with EGM. I'm Jesse Krisky. You know, every so often there comes a story or a play that really reaches you with its depth and its brilliance. And I think we have that in Every Brilliant Thing at Riverside Theater, March 25th through April 13th. And joining us in the studio to talk about Every Brilliant Thing is star of stage, screen, TV, and video games, Jimmy Ray Bennett. Hey, Jimmy Ray, how are you today?
Hey, Jesse, I'm doing good. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. Welcome back to Vero Beach.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, last time I was here, I was doing another one-man show called Fully Committed.
Okay.
And this one's vastly different.
This is different, yes. So you're going to experience a wide range of emotions with Every Brilliant Thing. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. It's well, it changes every night. And it's based on, and I don't want to scare anybody out there, but it is there is audience participation.
Okay.
But the great thing about this show is that you can participate in a very small way or a larger way. Everything is very communal, and it's a piece that, like, I've never seen anything like it, to be honest. And working on it's really rewarding in the sense that it's kind of a deep subject matter.
Yeah.
But it's a celebration of that. So you leave feeling very happy, you know?
Okay.
And once again, to be able to be in a space to where you experience theater like this, to where it's interactive, the lights are up, you can see everyone, really kind of changes the dynamic of the experience.
It sounds like it. It sounds like an amazing, unique play. So Every Brilliant Thing deals with depression and the lengths we will go for those we love. And I understand it started out as a monologue.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was, it started out in the UK.
Okay.
And Duncan Macmillan was the original writer, and then kind of joined on forces with a guy named Johnny Donahue, which is a comic over there. He was part of a comic team. And they developed this over a number of years. And you get the sense of it. I think that when they probably started, they didn't realize how far it could go and what it would really mean to create a piece that could utilize the audience in the way it does. And like you say, it's about depression. It starts with my character is really just reliving the tale of being 7 and having a mother who's depressive and attempts suicide. And so he creates a list of everything brilliant about the world, everything worth living for as a present to his mother. And so what's great about it is that, you know, two things can be true at once. Things can be awful and wonderful at once. And I think that this really opens that discussion that we all know. You know, you can, we all know that. I mean, I've laughed some of my hardest in some of the darkest days that I've had in life, you know?
Yeah.
And what's great is that it kind of takes the film away from having that conversation. And luckily, I mean, at this point, the talk of mental health is kind of less taboo, luckily.
Yeah, I'd say the stigma is being erased. Slowly, but it's getting there.
I mean, I say that, but I'm also in the theater where everyone wants to talk about everything. So, yeah. If I asked my dad that question, he'd be like, mental health, what are you talking about?
Right. Yeah. But Every Brilliant Thing, the critics seem to love it. I mean, The Independent UK says Every Brilliant Thing finds a perfect balance between conveying the struggles of life and celebrating all that is sweet in it. And it sounds like out of this darkness, this depression, this sadness, the suicidal thoughts of the mother comes these brilliant, life-affirming, positive things that the child notices.
Well, isn't that wild thing that we forget about those small things that we always think in the macro, and it's all these little things that we actually love that keep us going in life. You know what I mean? It is the things like ice cream or the beach or Waldo's, where I'm going later. So that's on my mind. So it's combining all of those to know that, you know, we go moment to moment, you know? And so when we think about everything globally, I mean, not globally, but I mean like in what you're doing as a person, it can be overwhelming. you know, but if you think about the small things, if you think about the moment to moment, and you make those pockets of happiness, and then those pockets become bigger pockets, and then what's my analogy then? And then it's just lots of pockets. It's a full pocket outfit, you know? So yeah, I think that what is great about this piece is that people will not have experienced anything like it. And it actually takes a really hard subject and makes it palatable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's funny. I mean, that's the other thing. It's not just, oh, it's communal. No, it's really funny. I mean, and I hope that some of that's because of me.
Probably is, I would say so. Now, you say it changes every time. Is there a little bit of improv that goes along with this too?
Oh, absolutely. Because I utilize the audience. And once again, when I say that, there are differing levels of it. Mm-hmm. So when we're talking about the list of a million brilliant things, people in the audience will be given pieces of paper with a number on it. Mm. And when I call that number, the person who has that number in the audience will just read that number aloud. And some of those might be things like the color yellow, or people falling over, or skinny dipping. You know,
Okay.
So it's a very small level of inclusion with the audience in that respect. And then there are probably about 5 other people who play larger characters that come from the audience as well. And so it changes every time because you have to interact with people as they're learning how to be on stage with you.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
It's got to be. It's got to keep you on your toes.
Yeah. And now I'll make I'll put you on my list.
All right. Excellent.
We're number 378.
All right. Very good. Very good. We're speaking with Jimmy Ray Bennett, star of Every Brilliant Thing at Riverside Theater. Now, Every Brilliant Thing is directed and scenically designed by Alan D. Cornell and stars you, Jimmy Ray Bennett. Now, let's talk about the scenery. Does that change, or is that going to stay the same?
It was funny when you were just like, Alan designed the scenery. I was like, oh, well, it's really very simple scenery. Okay. I mean, he did design it. He did come up with it, but it's it's just chairs in the round.
All right.
The lighting is pretty much up, so you can see each other. You can see me. I mean, the lighting's dimmer on you. It's not like you don't want to feel exposed as an audience member, but it really is more of a conversation between me and the audience than it is a presentation or like a TED Talk.
Okay.
So I tell the story, and then there are moments where I relive pockets of the story of this character.
Okay. And we should mention that it's also at the Waxlax stage. Is that right? So it's more of an intimate setting.
Yes, very intimate. Which I think works for something like this. If it were in a big proscenium space, I don't think that it would be getting all of those amazing reviews from the Independent. You know, that's kind of the intimacy, I think, is sort of the charm of it.
Yeah,
know?
I'd say so.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you could save 10% when you buy 3 or more single show tickets of different titles at the same time at the Stark and Waxlax shows of the season. So there you go.
And who doesn't want to save 10%, Jesse?
Absolutely. So go to riversidetheater.com, get your tickets now, and just click on Every Brilliant Thing, and get yourself lined up for a great show. This is going to be an amazing time. And it is playing March 25th through April 13th at Riverside Theater. All right. Now that we've talked about that, Jimmy Ray, you have been in some amazing shows. You've been, like you said, you were at Riverside for Fully Committed. You were the co-creator of the off-Broadway improvised cult hit The Nuclear Family.
Yes. I mean, that's where I got my start, doing improv. Well, I went to Florida. I'm actually a Floridian. I was born in Tallahassee and went to Florida State. And then when my friends, we all got to New York City, we created an improv group that became really big at the time. We toured internationally, and that truly kind of informed everything that I've done since. And really kind of formed me as an actor, the ability to just change things and go wild and do accents and all of those things, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, to come out and have what's called a cult hit as your opening, intro, that's amazing. You were in Hand of God for Amazon Prime, on TV, Billions, Hot in Cleveland, AJ and the Queen, The Blacklist, The Daily Show, D.L. Hewley's Endangered Species List, and In video games, I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Some of my favorite video games.
Yeah, aren't they amazing video games? Yeah, being being in GTA 5 is been pretty wild. And I really loved, just from my southern roots, like working on any of those voices that I do in the Red Deads was really fun, you know. But being able to be Floyd in GTA 5 is definitely a highlight. And he's a little bit southern too, but he's just real nervous. And if you play GTA 5, you know that he fares not the best, but but he's a good guy.
A lot of the characters
absolutely
don't have a good ending.
And what's great with working with Rockstar, I primarily do their games, is that it's always vastly different. Most of the time it's like for GTA 5 it was my body and my face and everything, and for Red Dead, and then Red Dead 2 was primarily just voice acting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. Jimmy Ray Bennett, star of Every Brilliant Thing at Riverside Theater, March 25th through April 13th. Get your tickets at riversidetheater.com. Jimmy Ray, got about a minute left. Give the people one last reason to go and get their tickets for Every Brilliant Thing.
Well, come see me, and it'll make you start. I mean, I am the reason, Jesse.
There you go.
No, but no, it's really to be able to take the stigma off of talking about things like this.
Yeah.
And to leave the theater and start thinking of your own list. Start thinking of those things that you like, that are brilliant in your life, and to actually notice them as opposed to just walking by them again. You know what I mean?
I love it. Yeah. Yeah. Recognize the brilliance of life.
Absolutely. It's the small things that really combine once again and making pockets.
Yeah.
I'll never use that analogy again. So come to the show.
Come to the show. Every Brilliant Thing, Riverside Theater, March 25th through April 13th. Jimmy Ray Bennett, thank you very much for joining us today.
Jesse, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you for watching and listening. Until next time, I'm Jesse Krisky. Take care.